Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am showing you how I did the makeup on my wedding day. Super excited to show you guys this look. Yes, I did my makeup on my wedding day. People called me crazy for months, but sometimes if you know what you like, you just gotta do it and hope for the best. What I used was the Tom Ford eyeshadow quad in Honeymoon. You guys, this eyeshadow is absolutely amazing. The way that they blend together, if you know nothing about makeup, don't worry, this basically does the job for you. This eyeshadow is awesome. They blend together, they melt together. The way that the light hits them if you're outside taking photos. I will say though, not cheap. Sometimes I even look at this and I'm like, did I really spend that much money on this? But it was my wedding day, so I kind of use that as an excuse. I will say though, if you do like this look and you want me to try to find some dupes for it, some cheaper alternatives, just let me know and I will work on that. Anyways, if you want to see how I did the makeup for my wedding day, just keep watching. So what I started with doing is I went in with the Tarte Shape Tape. I used Fair Neutral. This stuff is super full coverage. So basically all I needed was the smallest amount on my eyelid. So I just put little dot there, little dot there. And then I went in with my It Cosmetics concealer brush and basically just blend that out. Because this is so pigmented and it's very white, it's going to really give the other colors that I put on top a true chance of showing their true color. It's also going to get rid of any redness, any veininess I had in my eyelid. Actually so funny because people thought I was crazy for doing my own eye makeup, but I don't know, you know, sometimes you just like things a certain way, and especially on your wedding day, you don't want to take any chances. Make sure you take it in here because within your nose here, it can show a lot of shadows, which you don't want for this look. You want to keep it nice, light, open. It also helps open your eyes. Okay, once that's blended, what I did was I took the Laura Mercier translucent powder and I just took it on my big Sephora crease brush, putting it all over the lid. What this is gonna do is, because we went in with a liquid, if you just go in with a shadow over top, it could skip, which makes it very hard to blend. So that's what we don't want. So this is just a translucent powder and it's just gonna make everything smooth to allow the other applications of the other shadow to go on nicely. Right. What I did next is this Tom Ford palette doesn't have any matte shades. So they're all very shimmery, which I wanted, but I do not want to go in with a shimmery in the crease. What I want to do is I wanted to go in with a matte shade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette and I'm going to go in with the shade Fashion. So this one right here. I'm going to again use that Sephora crease brush and just going where the crease is, I'm going to apply this. So once it's all blended, we're gonna finally use the Honeymoon palette. So the first shade I'm gonna go into with is this deep sort of bronzy color right here. There's no names on the palette, which I find kind of funny. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take, again, the same brush. I wanted to keep it easy because I was packing my own brushes and my own makeup for this, so I didn't want to lug around every single thing I owned. And I find, honestly, you don't need to go out and buy a ton of brushes. If you just have a couple good ones in your collection, pretty much good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus this one very much on the outer part of the eye at first. So what you want to do is get your brush here, start the color where you want it most, and then blend it in towards the rest of your eyes. You're blending in any excess you have. You're not dipping back into the palette, blending it, and then taking it. So you're just going to continue doing that until you get the consistency you want. Funny story. So I bought this palette obviously for my wedding day makeup, and after I got married, I ended up selling my dress no problem, which I thought I was going to have a harder time doing, just because it's my wedding dress. But you know, when am I ever gonna use it? If I have a daughter one day, she's probably not going to use it. But this palette, I am attached to it. Like, it is a part, it belongs in my house, you know? So I just thought that was funny. Anyways, gonna continue on getting this to the consistency I want it to. Don't be afraid if you need to go over a little bit past where your eyelid ends, because you can easily just take that up and clean it up. In fact, it'll give it a sharper look, so don't worry about making it messy here if you need to. Push that down a little bit further on the lid because I don't want to lose the color here. All right, so that's pretty much good. What I'm gonna do next is I'm going to take this lighter cranberry shade here, and I'm gonna take it on the Sephora, which brush is this? All Over Shadow brush. So this brush, as you can see, is a lot denser. So it'll be able to pack the color on a little bit better. So I'm gonna take that same palette, I'm gonna take that light cranberry shade, and I'm gonna really just focus it on the lid, not so much going into the crease, and then blending it towards the center. So, and then blending it towards the center here. All right, just going back in with that same crease brush. Just gonna make sure that this is all blended very, very lightly. I'm not going in with a heavy hand. I don't wanna move anything around. I just wanna ensure that all of the colors are nicely blending together. All right, going back in with that same brush, I'm gonna take the darkest cranberry shade. Basically, I'm gonna keep this as close to the lash line as I possibly can, and then go up a little bit in a wing. You know what, actually? I'm gonna take the brush it comes with. You know, don't knock these before you try them. Sometimes companies come up with some really good ones. So basically, I'm gonna take that end and go into this dark shade here. Make sure you tap that out because this is the darkest shade in the whole palette. And just along the lash line, just to give it some density. I don't want to bring it all the way up because I don't want to darken the look or make it muddy. Basically, I just want to give it a bit of definition on the lash line. Basically as if you're doing a wing with your eyeshadow. Okay, if this part gets messy again, you have that blending brush there. It even helps sometimes if you lift your skin, just so that it doesn't go patchy when you're blending it. Sometimes if I don't lift my skin and I try to blend it, it'll skip a spot here and then it'll leave a part of skin, which obviously is not what we're going for. I don't know if you're ever going for that, but as I'm going to clear up the brow a little there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into this Natural Eyes again by Too Faced. I'm going to go in with Day at the very top and clean up the brow area a little bit. Next thing I want to do is I'm going to go back into my Tom Ford palette and I'm going to take this most beautiful champagne color. The way that this hits the light, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but basically for this one, I'm just picking it up with my ring finger and I'm going to pop it mainly just inner part of the eye. So let me show you. I want to add a bit of pop onto this inner corner here. So I'm going to take the Natasha Denona, I can never say that word. So I'm going to take that highlighter. I'm going to take it with that little brush that that palette comes with, the Tom Ford palette. All right, lastly what I'm going to do is go in with some mascara. Obviously, like I said, I do not have any falsies or lashes on right now, but you guys will be able to see the eyeshadow better that way anyways. A little bit for the bottom. Right, so that's pretty much it. Last thing I did was lips. So different, I went with a lip liner from Clinique, which was called Intense. And I went with the Tarte in Rum Punch. So clearly I have no top lip, so work with me here. And then I'm gonna go in with the Rum Punch by Tarte. Kind of doubt it. Well, there you have it. This is how I did the look for my wedding. Kept it very simple. Love this palette, even just for whatever, right? Doesn't have to be for weddings. Great palette. Yeah, I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am super excited for this look. I'm showing you how I did the makeup on my wedding day. That's a bug. That's a really big bug. Shit.